Smash 4 PR member, Brosinex, who I did finish the season. I think the last 2 seasons he did finish #1.
Did he now?
Yeah, so he finished #1, and right now he's kind of having a, like, not a character crisis, but more of like he's trying to play the game, feel out what he likes and what he doesn't like about the characters that he wants to play. And actually, this week he went back to Ryu and Ken because even though it's a lot harder for him to play Ryu and Ken, he can still do a lot of the same things he could have done in Smash 4. It's just, it's different, it's harder. So if he grinds it out this time, or he said that if he grinds it out, he'll feel like he could like do super good with these characters.
No, definitely. Knowing how Ryu and I wouldn't say they got nerfed per se, but they have been toned down a bit from how they were in Smash 4, especially because the tilts will lead up to anything really. But here, it's like now you have to actually think of what you have to do now, other than tilts.
Yeah,
like
because
Smash 4.
Ryu had priority in Smash 4,
definitely.
and like even Brosinex told me, he was like, I've like coming into this game, I realized like what I was doing to win, and I realized that I was using like Ryu's range and priority to beat a lot of my opponents. And since he can't really, like, his range got nerfed, his invincibility is kind of, his invincibility did get nerfed too. A lot of his moves don't straight out beat people anymore. They kind of, they actually trade this time, and sometimes, like, in some situations, they do lose. Like up tilt will lose now. Focus attack isn't as long as it was in Smash 4. But Brosinex is making it work out. He that's what he said. That he wants to play these characters, and he says that it's really he didn't want to use. He went back to using Ryu again, and he's like doing really good. And that's actually really smart, because when you hit Ness on the up B when he's doing a PK Rocket 2, it will be shorter.
Yeah, definitely. That's it's very typical. A lot of players do that. They purposely, if they're in the stock lead, they're gonna sacrifice that stock just to shorten their Ness's range, trying to recover.
And you can tech that easily too, because like I said, like if you hold down the shield button at the right time, that's like I think it's like as soon as you feel like you're gonna get launched, that's when you hold it. You just press it and hold it. So
that's
I
crazy.
feel like
it still blows my mind that wow.
I feel like, okay, Ikki is going with the counter pick.
Ooh, wow.
Let's see how he's gonna do. I'm not sure if this is a best of 3 or best of 5. It is a best of 5. Oh yeah, this is top 8. I forgot.
All right.
So all of top 8 is the best 3 out of 5. And right now we'll see how Ikki will adjust to now Brosinex. So Brosinex says that he does feel like Ken loses the sorties just because of his range on a lot of moves. And so if Ken trades with the sword character, he feels like Ken loses out on a lot of the exchanges if they do happen to trade. But right now, Brosinex kind of running a train on Ikki, not gonna lie. Ooh. Okay, but there we go, Nair. And as we all know, Nair does lead into almost every aerial that Ike has, and even then some. At low percent, you can do Nair to up tilt.
Ike's aerials has gone a lot better in this game.
Unfortunately, in this game, I'm not sure this was also in Smash 4. I didn't notice it if it did, because I did play this character in Smash 4, and I do play Ike in this game too. And like when Smash 4, when you side B, you wouldn't go into free fall unless you didn't have a jump, or you would if you didn't have like a recovery option, I think. But in this game, like, you would side B, and if you don't do an option like right away, so like you don't fair, you don't like do anything, you would go into free fall, even if you do have a jump.
What?
I do feel like that was the thing in Smash 4. bad and didn't really use that character because he was not that good.
No, well, yeah, he had a lot of kill power, but it wasn't good enough.
I still
really.
feel like Ike suffers from the same weaknesses in this game as he did in Smash 4. This boy playing third strike. I do feel like Ike suffers from the same weaknesses that he did in Smash 4, and that was having a pretty terrible disadvantage state.
Ooh.
And even though his aerials are much faster in this game, a lot of other characters' aerials are much faster than his.
Yeah.
So, like, yeah, I could confirm into like Nair, Nair up air, which is will kill right now. Up till almost didn't have any rage. That was actually really good from Ikki. Seeing that Brosinex didn't really have any options to get on to the ledge, so he just went for it. So I'm saying like his disadvantage state isn't like it's still bad. I think it probably even is worse because now that up B doesn't clip the stage anymore and just kind of goes on the side of the stage. It's pretty rough for Ike to get back onto stage. Like that. See?
Oh yeah, I hear you.
And it's just Ike's advantage got better, but his disadvantage probably got worse. And that's the trade-off for this character. And so if like one thing I tell like a lot of people when they're playing an Ike, I'm like, don't let him nair. Like, do not let him nair. And when he's off stage, he should die. He should be dead at that point. Like, he can side B and everything, but side B doesn't have a consistent herb box. He lets it go, and it's at the start to I'm not sure how many frames it lasts, but there's a point where he starts falling down, where he reaches the peak of the quick draw. He falls down, and he doesn't have a hitbox out. So it's only when he's when he's not going into free fall, or when he's done with the peak of quick draw. So he's going back to the Ness. Probably didn't like how that went with Ike. That was actually really smart up air.
Yeah,
not getting hit by the Hadouken, not trading, but getting rid of it with the up air. He's back onto the ledge, but with the wake up DP.
Yeah.
This man playing like a Brazilian Ken.
Definitely.
This man from Rio de Janeiro. The laggy wake up DP. So right now, just Brosinex having Ikki onto the ledge, and because of the auto turnaround, it's so much easier for Ryu and Ken to ledge trap you. And even though down tilt isn't as isn't that parry, I'm so sorry. Even though it's not as I guess you could call it meaty or as like prioritizing as it was in Smash 4 or is in this game. It's still good. It's they're forced to either jump or drop from ledge and then come up with an attack. And at that point, when he sees you, that's actually a really good snipe.
That's really good game. Yeah, that was really good.
The drag down. But I was saying like Ryu and Ken could down tilt onto the ledge, and they make you to either jump, get up jump, drop ledge and attack, or you just take the hit if you don't know. So if you try to roll onto stage, you'll still get hit if you normal get up. So they're forced to do those options, and Brosinex knows. He's been into that situation so many times where it's kind of just second nature for him. But again, it does not do an auto turnaround while doing the attack. So if like he throws out a smash attack, it won't turn around for him. No, that would be super busted. Imagine that. So it's really hard to cross up, or kind of virtually impossible to cross up Ryu and Ken just because of that auto turnaround. But it also does prove very. This is the trade-off with auto turnaround. Back air is Ryu and Ken's longest range move, and it's one of the strongest.
Is it?
Ooh, got the traded with the fair with the down air. That was smart.
That was pretty smart.
Just because a lot of people tend to jump from the ledge, so that they could get them out of disadvantage basically. And then Brosinex knows that if he gets a down air, he can still trade and get the spike out of it.
So that was a really good follow up. Didn't have. Oh man. That was a